What's up, guys? CSGO tips number 42? 42. Let's go with 42. And I'm going to talk about playing Firebox post-plant. Keyword being post-plant because this is the position where people play and then they just die to a lot of things that they didn't consider or weren't worried about. So I wanted to talk about those here. And I have a neat little trick if you still have a smoke for whatever reason. And if you're stuck inside here, you can wiggle your way out, maybe. First thing is first, you are very prone to mollies, right? Like, that goes without saying. Just chuck a molly into the corner and you're very sad. And this can be done even before you plant, right? This can be done even before you plant, which makes you even more sad. So this is a risk you just take if you're gonna play Firebox. So either have a plan or pray you don't get mollied, and pray you don't get nade stacked, because that could also happen. Second very easy trick is that there is a gap in the boxes right here, right? So you can actually see people coming out of jungle, and you have a good amount of room to not actually get a wall bang. It's technically possible for CTs to see you, that's the gap right there, but it's pretty hard to notice unless you're really looking for it. On the flip side, it's hard to actually get a kill through this gap because of how small it is. Unless you maybe had an op, you could maybe try to catch someone like that, but I wouldn't recommend hopping from Firebox, let's just say that. Other things to note, CTs can very easily jump up here, and if you're not looking, up here, like if you're too worried about them pushing site, you will just die. And finally, you can jump onto Firebox from the inside. And the easiest way that I can explain it is you have to you have to run into the box while hugging it and avoiding all of these random corners and walls here. You need to tap forward and you need to crouch a split second before you jump. Right? The timing is very strict, but if you do, you'll actually gain enough height to get on top of the box. Right? It's a lot easier on this side because there's more of a height advantage, or there's like a little slope right here. But on this side, there isn't really that slope, so it's a lot harder. Which leads me into my next point and my next little smoke trick. Well, for one, you can try to surprise peek people like this. It's a little disadvantageous because they're going to see your whole body jump up before you can shoot. But if you know they're like ticket, for example, and you made it Firebox, you can try to catch them off guard like that. Alright, now onto the juice. If you're scared of people CT, right? You know they're pushing CT. You can kind of just chuck a smoke. You can aim at the tip of this building here, and I'm also in this corner right here. You can aim here, and just right click a smoke, and you'll actually get the optimal smoke to block off CT, which allows you, if you know the last one is CT, you can actually come out here and watch the smoke. You try to play in it. Playing in it's a little spooky, of course. Or you could just use it to reposition. Right, you can try to sneak your way into default, get an angle here, something like that. Alternatively, what you can do is you can get on top of the box as I fail it and try to look over it. You might be able to catch someone off guard right here or there, or even there, anyone along the wall here. But it's a little hard to see into the actual CT part, so that sucks. Again, you're super exposed to this. So you kind of have to make sure they're not anywhere else. Now, if you're not sure, a really cool thing you can do, if you aim at the tip of this wooden board here and then up to roughly the height of this tree here, this is actually super nice because you'll block CT off. You can then isolate peek stairs, right? You're not super visible from stairs, I don't think. You can peek stairs, you can slow peek all these angles, You can wrap around and you'll have a pretty good gap right here. So CT won't see you unless you start swinging out even more. And you might have the chance to catch someone off guard like this. So again, the lineup, same corner, tip of the board, height of the tree. Aimed a little high, but whatever. This was a little high ticket. If anyone's top ticket, they might catch you, but it should be fine. Right, you can start clearing these out. And my smoke was a little deeper this time, but it's okay. Try to get a one-way right here. You can also try to just go straight onto the top of default. This is a little more risky because you kind of exposed all of this at once rather than taking your single angle peaks like this. But it is still an option. Or maybe if you get the information as you start walking out here that there's CT, like the last one is CT, then you could just jump straight on top of default. Again, this is really situational of a smoke to use, and is more so for like a 1vx, or if like your teammates are just nowhere near you, then it's pretty good. But otherwise, it's kind of bad, and you're probably just better off smoking CT like a normal person. Maybe just something like this. Just something really basic and should be good enough. So yeah, that's my tip. Thanks for watching. Like the video if you liked the video.